Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, She's French, and if you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're not yet subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe. The button is down below, you know what to do. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is at She's French, just like the channel. And actually, if you follow me on Instagram already, you'll have seen a little hint about what this video is about. It's as well as this big hint right here, because I can't hide it, so I figured I would just feature it while we talk about it. I am actually revisiting my tiny closet. If you're new, I'm a minimalist, but I love fashion, and I have a very, very small closet. I live in Paris, where we definitely get the 4 seasons, so I kind of push my closet to the max with what it can do. And currently my apartment in Paris is very small, so while I would love to have maybe a little bit more space, not to accumulate more clothes so much, because I love working with a small closet, but kind of to make things look a bit better, it's not currently possible. I was finding that the way that I had the closet set up was not working. It's like about 2 years later now, and I wanted to revisit it. And there's also some closet doors that released on Ikea. This is a Pax, and I love them so much. They're an oak color, so it would match this and that and basically everything in my apartment. At the time that I built this closet, those didn't exist. So this weekend we sold our doors. We also sold our drawers. Brian, my husband, has an exact identical setup for his closet. We're both working with very small, minimalist, super minimalist closets. We tend to match each other. So I decided to redo mine. He said, okay, let's do mine too. So we're doing both together. So yeah, we sold our drawers, we sold our doors. We're waiting for the next parts to come in. So this is going to be a 2-part video, but I'm actually going to do a few other videos on this topic. I want to show you some of my new clothes. I want to show you what I'm wearing a lot. And then I want to do a video on this, which is like my closet essentials. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, so let's talk about the closet. I'm gonna give you a little view of what's going on and what it's looking like. I'm gonna talk you through some of the changes I've made, because I've actually reorganized prior, and then some of the little planning I've been doing for like how to go about this tiny closet, because it really is very small. I want to maximize space. I felt like the drawers were not big enough. I felt like like we're working with like inches here, and every inch matters. So the drawers were taking up a little bit extra, and then I felt like the mechanism was like too bulky, and then the drawer themselves were taking a little bit of space away. And while I don't have a lot of stuff, I still am working with something very small, and I need it to be like a nice experience. I felt like I was getting to the point where I was kind of stuffing things and everything was kind of mixed and jumbled, and it was like an organized mess, but I just didn't love that routine for every day. And something really important to me with my minimalism and basically my whole lifestyle and all the changes and choices that I make is that it needs to simplify my everyday. That's what I'm always looking for. And I do want it to be aesthetically pleasing in the process, but really it needs to be simple, and it was becoming very complicated and stressful. And you know, it's one of the first things you do in the day when you're getting ready, and like just opening that and opening into chaos was the worst ever. So I'm super excited about this. So let me show you more. Okay, here I am. Oh my god, I always have linties on this, don't mind that. So here is what we're working with. This is me, this is Ryan, and then actually we have a third, and we organized that in the process as well, and we're definitely wanting to hide what's in there. It's our vacuum and like cleaning supplies. It's actually so there's like really not that much here. We're really minimal in like every sense of the word, but you know, we're normal people, we clean, we're a family of 3, we have little bits and bobs. So this is what we're working with. It's really a small footprint, little view into my apartment as well if you're curious. But let me show you the other way. Okay, so if this is not minimalism at its finest, I don't know what is. Currently, all of my clothes that were here are in there, which is actually quite impressive. And this is Ryan, he's doing the same thing, and a little bit of his stuff too. Let me know if you want to see his side, because his side needs a bit, he's not gonna like me saying this, but I think he needs a bit more organizing, and I want to help him. But he's also doing this and at the same time and waiting for the shelves to come in. So for now, I'm just gonna talk about mine, because this is not easy, you guys. It's actually really hard to be super functional in a small space, and that's also why we're revisiting this, because we thought we had a good system 2 years ago, and as you use it, you discover we've tried to make it work for 2 years, but it needs a change. So up here, this didn't used to be up here. If you remember my past videos, I actually used to have 2 boxes like these white ones. One held my wedding dress and one held my like seasonal, like if it was the winter, I would put my summer stuff up there. And then if it was the summer, vice versa. There's really not that much. When I'm saying summer, I'm saying like one dress and a bikini. And then for winter, it's really like the coat, and now I have a puffy jacket that I'll be putting on up there. But you know, when you're working with such little space, it is nice to rotate. In the past, I never rotated, but I also had more room. But I would advise, if you're able to, I think it's nicer to have everything visible, because sometimes you really do forget what you have tucked away in places. And if you're on a minimalism journey, having something tucked away, maybe that's also telling you that perhaps you shouldn't hold on to it if you're not really reaching for it, unless it truly is seasonal. But you know, something to look into if you're on that journey. So yeah, the wedding dress is now under the bed, which is a bit silly, but you know, I wanted to find a way to gain this space. The suitcase used to be down here without putting the suitcase up here. So I still wanted it hidden. Ideally, this box wouldn't be there, but that is Ryan's thing. So yeah, my seasonal is now inside the suitcase. The wedding dress is under the bed, which I think is better because it's not something I need to access all the time. And this is like such a like working piece of furniture for me that I would rather have just closet things that I'm using. Then this is untouched. This is all my clothes that hang. I don't hang sweaters, I don't hang pants, but pretty much everything else is hanging. My bags are here. I'm trying to figure out a new system for my bags because ultimately this is very squished and I would rather not have my bags like this. I don't think it's doing them a lot of justice by having them squished, but for now they're up here. So we used to have those drawers, the complement drawers, which are great and really beautiful, but I'm actually just gonna switch to a few of these. I've come up with 4 compartments, so this is coming soon. We'll be receiving them at the end of this week. I'm really excited to start using them, but for now, the basket will do. It's actually really not that bad. I have my underwear in these pouches at the top, and then I've just kept out anything that I need to reach for. But you know, it's not it's not that difficult to find my clothes like this when there's not a lot of oh my gosh, I'm running out of breath. I hope that wasn't horrible. I put you back on my tripod. Now let's talk about what I'm planning in a little bit more detail with my very detailed little piece of paper. So I made a list. This was actually really hard and I kind of spent a long time on it because I wanted to place the Ikea order one time because you do pay for shipping. So I wanted to make that worthwhile, make sure I grabbed anything that we need with the option to return anything smaller in store. So we ordered 3 new doors that are going to be oak. I'll add a picture here. It's the Stork Linka. I might be pronouncing this horribly. Basically, they're just like these, but oak. And unfortunately, these little knobs come separately and we're out of stock. So for now, we're going to get creative with opening them. I'm sure it's going to be fine. You can always open from the bottom, but eventually we will add the knobs. And then I ordered 4 of these tablets. These are the complement. They're not tablets. They're tablets in French, but I'm assuming they are just a shelf in English. We did 4 of those. I was actually really hesitating between getting them in white or doing the whitewashed oak, but the whitewashed oak is not the same color as this, and I felt like because we already had a few white ones there and the base was white, unfortunately, we weren't really planning on redoing the whole thing anyway, but the oak doesn't exist. So if the actual oak existed, I might have considered it, but right now it's really just gonna be the doors, everything else in white. And here goes my plan, because I had to make a list of what I was planning on doing, and I had to really think about what to put on the bottom shelf, because placing something at the bottom is, you know, you're gonna be digging now that you can't bring a drawer out. And I used to have the suitcase, so it wasn't so much an issue, but now I wanted it to be still nice, but something that perhaps I wasn't like actively using every day. So that's gonna be my workout stuff. There's not a lot of it, but I still wanted a specific place for it. So my plan so far is the bags and my underwear pouches on that first shelf here. Like, oh my god, it'll look like this. Then I wanted to do a shelf for pajamas and this little pouch, which is like my essentials. I really wanted to split my pajamas and cozy clothes from my workout clothes because right now I had them mixed and I don't know, there's something about like, I'm really weird about like, if something gets worn as a pajama, then it's a pajama forever. And then I don't like my workout stuff, even though I wash it and everything, like being next to my cozy stuff, because then I associate the two together, because sometimes workout stuff looks a little bit like cozy stuff. So I wanted them separate for sure. Next, I wanted one for my pants specifically. I considered doing like a hanging rail, but then I really thought about like what I'm trying to achieve here, which is maximizing space. And I felt like even though hanging might look really beautiful, I don't think I could get as much in because right now I can put things a little bit further back and keep what I really wear in front, like my skirts. I have 2 of them, surprisingly, because I don't wear them very often, but I love them. I could put those in the back and then have my actual pants in the front. And it gives me a little bit more space to fold and things like that. With the drawer, I felt like I was going over, but the drawer was a little bit more narrow than the space. So I really feel like I'm gonna get more space out of this. Next is gonna be knit sweaters. I have a couple sweaters and I actually adore knits. And I've taken up knitting. Watch out, maybe I'll make my own sweater one day. Not anytime soon though, because I'm really struggling with my scarf. I'm struggling with my edges, but I'm working on it, I'm learning. But yeah, so I wanted to create more room for knits. I don't hang them. And I wanted them put together in a better way than how I used to have them, which was kind of everything squished. So hopefully I can make something that actually looks nice and is easier. And then like I said, activewear on the bottom. So I'm kind of waiting to receive the shelves. The shelves are easy to return at the store if I need to, and we actually need to grab a couple more from the store. I don't know if you have this problem where you're at, but a little hack that I found, which is not so much a hack, it's actually super inconvenient, but after a certain amount of things that I was adding to my order, you're forced to pay for home delivery. You can't do pickup in store, and not that I want to pick up the big doors, but I was trying to find a way to keep my shipping down a little bit. I found that there was a jump between 39 and then 59, so like a 20 euro jump, just for adding 4 more of the shelves. So we actually ordered 4, and then Ryan's gonna go to the store and grab those other 4s. But basically we can return or get more if we need to, but I don't think more than 4 will fit nicely on each side anyway. Ryan is gonna do the same setup as me. He's kind of like a figure it out as you go kind of person. So I told him, here's what I'm gonna do. I will order you the same, and then you decide based on that once we receive them. So that is what he will do. So yeah, I'm super excited. I feel like this has been a long time coming. I've been like talking about it, like, you know, you talk about it a little bit and then you actually like, okay, maybe I will consider doing this, because I had seen that those doors came out on Ikea and I was kind of kicking myself, but then it was like, what, like they weren't out 2 years ago anyway, so what was I gonna do? I was gonna predict the future and wait 2 years to have a closet? No. So we actually ordered a rug for Zen's room and we were doing some changes there. Felt like it was a good time to kind of order the doors at the same time, save on shipping. And yeah, I don't know, something about me, I love a beautiful space. It's not super minimal, I guess, to switch, but I never said I was the hardest minimalist either. I just like a really minimal space. There's no denying that we're minimalist, but I want a really aesthetically pleasing space. My space is everything to me. I spend a lot of time at home, and it's really important that my home feels like a home, and if I have the ability to change my doors, why not? And I'm excited to revisit the closet with the shelves as well, because that's actually a really functional, important need. And I feel like that's also why I haven't posted a ton of fashion videos, even though I want to, because I felt like every time I open my closet, I felt like that's not what I wanted to share. Like, it was not a reflection of what I had in my head and what I'm working with. I wanted to make it a better reflection of me and also offer less chaos first thing in the morning in my everyday life every time I'm getting dressed. So yeah, if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe so you can see the finished product. I'm so excited. I really hope it turns out like it does in my head. I hope selling the drawers wasn't a mistake. I know it's going to be a bit annoying having to reach rather than have something that pulls out to me, but I really felt like the drawers were not functional and a good use of space, and like I could create something better. One thing too, and then we'll get to the end of the video. One thing too about the drawers is that because of the hinges, if you have a closet with hinges, you actually can't place a drawer on the bottom. So it looked really strange, and that's why we ended up putting the suitcases there. But basically it took away like a shelf of storage. So it took away a lot of potential. But yeah, subscribe. I'll be posting the next steps soon. As soon as I receive everything, I'll be posting more videos of me putting everything together, putting my clothes back, and you'll be able to see a little bit better what I'm working with. I'd also love for you to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is @shesfrench, just like the channel, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye guys!